Vertical projectile motion. So, what goes up must come down, right? That's a saying you've heard many times before. It took one of the craziest and smartest scientists in history to find that out. He had to figure out the hidden mechanics of why that happens, and it has to do with the planets in our night sky. Sir Isaac Newton managed to figure out that gravity pulls any two objects together, and that the force of attraction was dependent on the product of their masses and the distance between them. Since the Earth is roughly a sphere or a ball shape, we can all assume that we are all around 6,400 kilometers from the center. Before we get all cozy with Newton, let's see the people that got him to do this crazy mathematics. Galileo Galilei was the first to really take note of the skies and make some observations that made people a little uncomfortable, to say the least. He made statements like heavy and lighter objects will fall to the earth at the same rate, and that the earth is not the center of the heavens. That bought him a one-way ticket to jail, courtesy of royalty and backed by the conservative church of the time. Newton, borrowing from those before him, realized that there must be this unseen force because apples don't just fall on their own. So Newton managed to figure out that gravity applied to all objects in the universe, and that objects that were thrown, shot, or flung also subjected to the same acceleration to the ground while rising and falling. Using Newton's laws, military planners could accurately predict where these projectiles would fall. Sadly, science was used to hurt people pretty early on. How do we even begin predicting the motion of objects thrown through the air? Well, here's something else Newton's laws gave us: gravitational acceleration. It says all objects have the same acceleration if gravity is the only force acting on them. This acceleration depends only on the mass of the planet and the distance from its center. Don't believe me? How about a feather and a hammer? On the Apollo 15 moon mission, astronaut David Scott actually tested out if a large feather and a hammer would fall at the same rate. They did. The absence of air meant that both objects accelerated at the same speed because of the moon's gravity. Have a discussion about this little piece of history. It's bound to cause some confusion. On Earth, it's possible to do the same thing, as long as you take out all the air, which is tough, but NASA has a way. Objects on the Earth all accelerate at 9.8 meters per second as long as air friction is not a factor. So that at least gives us a starting point to predict the motion of objects.